time want to, it will basically apply everything that I built Clifford for into a racing event. So it's the two sides. It's the street side and it's the race side into one. Driving around, you know, the Midwest in the middle of September is going to be a really, really good torture test for this thing. I really don't know what even class I would run in. It'd have to be one of the index classes, whether it be 10.0 or slow it down and run 11.0. I don't know if I can get consistent enough to be competitive in those classes. Sure, but that's not what it's about. The goal, the journey, finishing the event, that's what it's about. Goal number 1, driving this thing around, ties into goal number 5 of Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. That's something that I huge want to do, and it would only be that much better if I had a little bit of AC in here, if the exhaust didn't drone so bad. I'm trying to talk my buddy Austin into going. He says, oh, I'm not going to have the PTO I need. I'm not going to have the PTO, but I'm going to keep working on it to see if he can hop in this thing and ride with me. If not, I got several other buddies I'll go along. My buddy Jordan, who helps me too in this thing. You know, there's a laundry list of people who I would love to have join me, but I really want to put the whole street truck, 4L80, you know, pump gas tune-up thing to the test for Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0, and I just think it will be everything that I've wanted to do with Clifford into one event, one place. Ideally, we'll get up with a couple of the other four-wheel drive guys, and we'll put together like a whole T-Case gang. You know, maybe Mitchell, Travis, I don't know how to say your last name, Boosted Brick. We talked about him before, but he has a cool, really clean C10, or K10, sorry. I always say that, but he has a really cool K10 four-wheel drive truck that he races. He's done Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 already. So for me, him, Mitchell, maybe 2 or 3 other guys floating around out there would be an absolute blast to have us trucks, the four-wheel drive trucks out doing the thing. So highly something on the to-do list that I want to do. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there something that you guys want to see out of me and Clifford coming up? That was something I didn't really address is, you know, what are my goals for? Well, you've heard those, but what do you guys want to see? I'm curious if there's something that I do or have not done with Clifford that you would really like to see. There's a lot of racing I want to race and a lot of racing that I want to win during all of this time frame. But those are big key highlights for me that I want to participate in and I want to get checked off the checklist. Because if I get those things knocked out, all the other racing that happens in the middle is just a bonus. It's just extra. You know, racing isn't always about winning. It's about, you know, the journey to get there. It's about the, you know, how much better can you improve during the weekend. It's, you know, about putting yourself to the test. How good can you be driving it on the tree? You know, there's a lot of things about racing that don't just involve winning. But obviously there's a lot of races that we want to win. We don't go anywhere planning to lose. Every time we show up to a racetrack, we plan on leaving there with a W or, you know, having no excuses once we're done. Anyway, I just had to get Clifford out for a drive. Figured I would make this video, you know, finally getting a chance to slow down here. Headed to ball practice, so I helped coach a 13U baseball team with my buddy Shannon, who's the Grand Hustle racing coordinator. So, headed to practice now. Gonna have a good evening. Hope you guys do too. And as always, remember, keep digging. We'll see you later.